Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for Friday, August 1st. Hint that the Articulettes show must go on, with or without Sharon Winger, and Derek Baldwin will drop a truth bomb. During the Thursday, July 31st episode, fans not only saw Anita Dupree, Tracy Tyler, and Sharon have yet another disagreement about a possible solo from Anita, but the good news is they were able to make a cohesive decision about it. Still, as the show wrapped up, it appeared that Sharon had a medical emergency on her hands. She was clutching her chest, stating she just couldn't, as she was breathing heavily right before the episode closed. From the looks of it, Sharon may have had a panic attack, which isn't fun, but also doesn't require a trip to the hospital. With that said, Anita and Tracy will likely rally around Sharon, comfort her, and boost her confidence to ensure the show goes on. Beyond the Gates previews have revealed the three whooping it up on stage. So the Articulates will have their reunion concert on the Friday, August 1st episode and spill into Monday, August 4th. BTG fans will be in for a real treat as they watch their favorite leading lady living her dream out, once again, as the Duprees marvel at their matriarch. Across town, Haley Hamilton will be frustrated with Bill Hamilton for not cutting ties with the Duprees. She desperately wants her and their growing family to be his focus. But as he's still linked to his ex's, Danny Dupree, family, this may never happen. Unfortunately, Haley doesn't know just how deep Bill is in it when it comes to the Duprees and their secrets, so she'll continue to be confused as to why he's still connected to the family on any level. Could this issue cause massive problems in their marriage? Finally, BTG spoilers for Friday, August 1st. Note that Derek drops a truth bomb on Ashley Morgan, and he won't care how much it'll hurt her. Is this about their breakup or his new romance with Shanice Johnson? Ashley is jealous of Shanice and Derek's connection, but she also seems to love all the attention she's getting from Andre Richardson. She was genuinely touched when he recreated Paris in his apartment for her earlier this week, so Derek may give her some tough love to help her move past this funk, to move forward with her life, rather than lamenting on what could have been between the two of them. Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate that Ashley getting past her breakup with Derek might end up causing her more heartache in the long run, as it seems that Andre may be single, but he too is still pondering feelings between the nurse and the situationship he's in with Danny. Picking up with yesterday's conundrum, Anita discusses the possibility of performing a jazz solo at the Articulettes concert. She admits that she misses that jazzy side of her, one she gave up when Nicole and Danny were still little girls. Sharon and Tracy are supportive of giving her the opportunity, but Sharon brings up a good point. If solos are being handed out, why don't each of the ladies get one? Unless, of course, Anita would feel like she's having her thunder stolen. Anita says she'd love for either or both of them to get a solo, but Tracy says she's a backup singer for the purposes of this concert. Let's not pretend like Anita didn't do just fine without us, Tracy tells Sharon. Anita didn't just stumble into the spotlight, she earned it. Tracy tells Sharon to be graceful and let Anita have her moment. Meanwhile, Martin still isn't sure if he's up for attending Anita's reunion concert. That is, until Danny calls him a selfish son of a bitch for not being willing to put on his big boy pants and support his family at the concert. You have everybody walking around like we'll shatter you if we say the wrong thing, Danny says, while also sympathizing with his trauma. She says he can go back to being a mopey Eeyore once the night is over. He eventually agrees to attend, promising to cheer louder than anyone else. Nicole is the next person to pay Smitty a surprise visit. She always thought Smitty and Martin were the strongest couple in the family, a sentiment he also shared about Nicole and Ted. As Smitty explains, this didn't come out of nowhere. He and Martin had plenty of fights leading up to their split. Nicole asks if Smitty feels better, knowing how broken up Martin is about this whole thing, but he doesn't think that helps. Martin lied to him for 2 years, so yeah, he should feel guilty. Nicole reminds Smitty that Martin wasn't the one orchestrating the cover-ups, and Smitty says he's also furious with Vernon and the gang. He's also terrified about what could be next. Will Joey call in a favor at some point in the future? It's all a terrible mystery. Nicole sympathizes, as someone who has also been saddled with an unsavory element, thanks to her husband's secrets. She says there are moments where she can see things from Ted's side, but their situations are very different. Ted chose to enter an affair, whereas Martin had this terrible situation forced on him. "How do I live with a man I don't trust?" Smitty says, explaining that he was confused and hurt by all of Martin's secrets, which Nicole says he kept in order to maintain Smitty's innocence. Smitty knows that logically, but the pain he's feeling now isn't logical. She suggests that a good first step to attend the concert. He agrees to attend after first speaking with Martin. Smitty asks how Martin would feel about him attending the concert, making it more about supporting Anita than mending their own broken fences. The estranged husbands then part ways without so much as a hug. We then see Andre enter Orphe Jeans, immediately receiving something he didn't order, a lecture from Vernon. "I hear you're having an affair with my baby girl," Vernon says when he spots Andre, asking him what his intentions are with Danny. "I intend to be grateful for any time she allows me to spend with her," he says, to which Vernon says, "My advice? Make it good." Speaking from the heart, Andre says that Danny is an amazing person, a strong woman who accepts responsibility for her choices, and he believes she wants respect above all else. She's like Anita in that way. Vernon is impressed by how well Andre seems to know and understand Danny. "I like you, Andre," he says. "I always have. Don't give me any reason to change my opinion." Tyrell meets Jessica at Orphe Jeans, where he attempts to clear up the confusion surrounding their breakup. He explains that his dads are having problems, and he doesn't think they're going to make it, not for sympathy, but to explain that poor communication was their downfall. Tyrell was doing the same to Jessica, and he's sorry for it. He basically wants a do-over, but when he asks if he messed up for good, she doesn't know what to say. She throws him a maybe before uncomfortably walking out of the diner. Vernon moseys on over to Tyrell's table to offer some grandfatherly wisdom, and he's shocked when Tyrell confronts him about keeping so many secrets from him and Samantha. Tyrell hates being treated like a baby. He can handle more than they think, especially after surviving the foster system. Vernon admits there are missing parts to his dad's story, but it's not his place to tell Tyrell. That's up to his parents. That said, if his parents were to ask Vernon about it, he'd tell them to be more open. Upon arriving at Dupree Manor, Danny is surprised to find Andre standing nervously in the foyer. "Don't tell me you're asking my dad for my hand in marriage," she says jokingly. Andre says he's still reeling from the aftershock of a very intense conversation with Vernon. Danny asks if it has something to do with Ashley. "You can tell me your feelings for Ashley, whatever they are," Danny says. "I never lied to you about still having feelings for Bill, no matter how many times I tried to bury them." Danny says that she and Andre are in what Nicole would call a transitional relationship, then offers to show him her old bedroom. Unfortunately, he doesn't have time to play. He has important business with the Articulettes. Anita returns to the living room to find Tracy practicing her choreography, while Sharon is standing by the window, and she's struggling to breathe. Tracy and Anita ask her questions, but she can't even get the words out to answer them. Finally, she speaks. And it's not good news. "I'm sorry to let you both down, but I just can't," she says, running out of the living room. Beyond the gate is rolling out the welcome mat for a new hire who sounds like he's going to turn out to be an old favorite. "I can't say who just yet," executive producer Sheila Ducksworth tells our sister site Deadline, "but I will say longtime soap fans all know and love him." We love a lot of alumni. Any other clues that can be offered? "He's a hot male," says Michele Valjean, the soap's creator, adding, "I think the soap opera world will be very, very happy about his casting." Again. Could Daytime's newest drama have managed to sign young and restless alum Shamar Moore? As it is, his character's nephew Devon will be turning up in Fairmont Crest this very week. Perhaps the show has recruited Keith Hamilton Cobb, late of All My Children, or Lamont Archie, formerly Eli on Days of Our Lives. One life to live, and as the world turns vet. Peter Peros worked in Atlanta, where Beyond the Gates tapes, for years, while starring on Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots. Beyond the Gates spoilers remind fans that the CBS soap just premiered this past February 24th and continues to make waves in the land of daytime drama. The show recently celebrated a major milestone, and Michele Valjean, creator, head writer, and executive producer, recently commemorated this event on social media. BTG's Tuesday, July 29th show marked the soap's 100th episode, and Val Jean hopped on the social media platform, X, to acknowledge this. Val Jean uploaded a photo of a cake that had a photo of the Beyond the Gates cast and crew on it, as well as the writing, "Cheers to 100 episodes." In addition, Val Jean placed the following caption on the post, #BTG family, look at this milestone. Episode 100 airs today because of every single one of you. She added, "Your hard work, dedication, and commitment brought us here, and I am beyond grateful and humbled you came on board. I love you so much. Here's to the next 100. #Beyond the Gates." In addition, Kayla Grant, writer for People.com, posted on X, and Val Jean retweeted the post about an opinion piece Grant wrote to honor the soap's episode 100. In the caption, Grant stated, "For my first @People opinion piece, and in honor of the show's 100th episode," Grant added, "I wrote about all the reasons I love @Michele Val Jean's Beyond the Gates, aka my latest TV obsession, and the one thing I think they could tighten up on. Beyond the Gates continues to make daytime history, as upon the premiere, the show became the first soap to debut on cable in over 25 years. BTG also happens to be the first one-hour Black-centric daytime drama ever. The first 100 episodes have been very interesting in the land of Fairmont Crest, so what will the next 100 bring? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Are you excited about this BTG milestone? Comment below. Watch your favorite CBS soap daily, and check out this site often for the best Beyond the Gates spoilers, news, and updates. Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Friday, August 1st, 2025. Something was off when Ashley went on her trip with Andre. The two never seemed to get to the next level, and the kiss we were all waiting for just never eventuated. Why? Well, Ashley seemed to be in her head too much, and Andre couldn't seem to close the gap between them. Shanice told Ashley that if she wanted her to, she would back off from Derek, which is why she's in her own head about the situation. Ashley will need to have a frank conversation with Derek, but Derek will get there first. In Friday's episode, Derek is painfully honest with Ashley. Will the truth set her free? The moment many fans have been waiting for has arrived, the long-awaited Articulates reunion concert. This show has been on and off again so many times that we wondered if it would ever get off the ground, and now it's here. Can Anita, Sharon and Tracy keep it together long enough to get through the whole concert? In Friday's episode, the Duprees get ready for the Articulates' reunion concert. Keep an eye out for Leslie Sue, though. What better time for her to continue her shenanigans than on such an important night like this? Eva has a monumental task ahead of her to try to keep her mom in check, and the night will be full of drama. The first ever Beyond the Gates and the Young and the Restless crossover is set to happen, with Devin Hamilton appearing in Fairmont Crest. Vernon gave Bill such a dressing down after his involvement in Kenny's departure from Fairmont Crest that it stuck with him. The need for Vernon's approval still resonates. In Friday's episode, Haley tries to convince Bill to let go of his attachment to his former family. Can Bill make a clean break from the Duprees? Being their fixer over the years has come at quite a cost to Bill, and his relationship with his daughters has suffered. Time for a new path, Bill? The Beyond the Gates. What to watch moments. For Friday, August 1st, 2025, tease difficult conversations and pivotal family moments. Derek gets candid with Ashley. The Articulates are finally having their reunion concert, and the Duprees are in attendance. Haley wants Bill to stop being attached to his family. One of the biggest moments of the week is finally here. The Duprees have been getting ready for the Articulates' reunion concert. Anita, Sharon, and Tracy will get dressed into their signature costumes as they perform a medley of their hits. This will be a treat for everyone. It will also bring a sense of nostalgia to the trio. Will they be swept up by the old feelings? Or will they want to move on from each other and never look back again? Just because they're getting along now doesn't mean it will last for long. Drama is bound to happen. Meanwhile, surprise guests are sure to show up at the concert of the year and will shake up the crowd. Elsewhere in Fairmont Crest, Haley wants to be the center of Bill's life. She will do anything to get his attention. Some even assumed that she would fake a pregnancy, but now she's taking matters into her own hands. Haley will convince Bill to let go of his attachment to his family. But will it work? Who will he choose? Derek wants to be as honest as ever with Ashley, even if the truth hurts. This sounds like it's going to be a difficult conversation for the exes. What's going to go down? Will Derek share his thoughts about Andre? Will he spill some dirt about him? Here's why BTG fans think Andre and Ashley's romance is missing the mark. In the Thursday, July 31st episode of Beyond the Gates, sisters Nicole and Danny pulled out all the stops to get Martin and his estranged husband Smitty to say yes. It was imperative that all the Duprees showed up to support Anita and the Articulettes for their comeback concert. Meanwhile, Vernon had an unexpected run-in with Andre. When Martin initially told Nicole and Danny that he wouldn't be attending the Articulates concert, the sisters started scheming. They would do whatever it took to get Martin and Smitty to that venue to watch Anita's highly anticipated comeback performance. Nicole was the obvious choice to talk to Smitty. The two of them are going through similar situations. Not the same, but similar. Their husbands both chose to lie to them for a long time, although Ted has Martin beat by a bunch of years. She expertly listened to Smitty as he expressed his pain over Martin not turning to Smitty after this horrific event. But the lies kept coming even after things started hitting too close to home. Plus, he couldn't quite understand the magnitude of the cover-up and the fact that it included unsavory characters like a crooked cop and Joey Armstrong. As a journalist, Smitty knew that things like that tended to blow up in one's face, and it could have a negative impact on their family unit. Nicole empathized with Smitty and shared how she could have more empathy for her son than her husband. In the end, Smitty decided he would attend the concert. After all, this was Anita. Everybody loved Anita, with Danny and Martin. It wasn't so much an exchange of emotions, thoughts, and opinions. It didn't take much, but Danny had to get tough with Martin for him to receive the wake-up call he needed to get off of his you-know-what and get his butt into one of the seats at the theater. Danny basically told Martin to stop being selfish and suck it up for 2 hours. It's the least he could do for someone who's done so much for him. As a congressman, he regularly shows up for his constituents, and she wanted to know why he couldn't do the same for his family. They're not asking much of him except for his support. Danny's tough love worked. Martin decided to attend. Smitty's condition for going was that he wanted to talk this over with Martin. When they did, they were able to be the mature husbands that they strived to be and told each other they were going to the concert. They knew they could put aside their differences and their broken bond to be there for Anita Dupree. It was really sad at the same time. There was a longing, but there was also the knowledge that too much had gone on, and those things needed to be processed before anything else could happen. In what was a fun moment, Andre ran into Vernon at Orphe Jeans. Vernon asked Andre to join him at the counter, and then proceeded to put the photographer on the spot. He wanted to know Andre's intentions with his daughter. After the initial shock, Andre gave good and worthy responses. However, it's becoming clear that Andre is somehow torn between Danny and Ashley. He and Danny are now calling themselves a transitional relationship, which means they will eventually move on to other people.